Welcome back to our mid-century modern home. Since you last saw this house, we've moved some furniture around. This whole area used to have a dining table and now it is the lounge. I think I might move this though and put a big piece of art or a mirror right there. And this will change into maybe some sort of concrete or silver sort of pedestal. I like the element of popping little bits of chrome into this house. And per someone called France who works at the Industry West store, she suggested that this is a separate seating area. This is not the right formation of product or arrangement here, but I think that it'd be nice to do like a sofa here, or actually a sofa here, push everything over a little bit and then two chairs there with a bigger coffee table in the center, or we rotate it sideways. What does everybody think about that? So that it's not long ways, it's this way. This rug is going down into the basement, and due to popular demand, we will not be touching the rock garden. It is a little big, but anyway. We're going to do some beautiful sort of brown and cream leather chairs to match this. Very simple, very understated, very mid-century modern style. And I think we should do some sort of track light above the table that sort of follows the silhouette of the table as opposed to this sort of pendant light here. Maybe like 3 sort of chrome drop bulb things. I've seen some from Louis Paulson that I really like, so I might do those above here. I like that this house has a sexy sort of 70s vibe, but I want to add a little bit of sort of silver finish to just add little pops of light and brightness and modernizing it, but all the while it's still feeling a little bit like it's from a different era. These chairs are from my bedroom and they'll probably go back there because I've seen, I think I want to keep these 2 chairs in here and then do like a couch, like I said. And there's a really interesting coffee table I've got my eye on that I might want to put here over the top of a green rug. My friend gifted us some beautiful glassware from Soho Home for my birthday. This is called the Pembroke. I really loved the sort of the beveled or the that sort of beautiful shape of the glass, and I think it might be slightly pink. And this was a sort of whole set of just different glassware that are going to go back in there because we're having some work done. This is a heavy foot traffic area through the house, so we need to push the rug over, maybe get a slightly smaller rug, and something that's durable because it's going to get walked on quite a lot from people coming in from the pool. This rug I love, it's from Rugs USA. It was an Arvin collab piece. And we need to do some funky kind of light situation here because this is not the vibe for this house. I think I said this in a former video, but we will change this kitchen eventually, and I kind of want to lean into like a really quirky, wacky, mid-century modern situation. I don't know what that looks like yet, but I'll be sure to take you along for the ride. Now we're going down to the basement because this is where all the fun stuff is currently happening. So we bought this house from a developer who basically thought that they could subdivide the land that the house is on. However, it seemed to be more difficult than what I think they thought. And so I think they just sort of like prettied up the place and flipped it. And we were the people that bought the flip. And so when we got this, we realized there was a few compromised areas for water that just sort of wouldn't have been able to be noticeable on an inspection simply because they just happened over time. And I think that what we've realized that as we aren't living in this house full time and we're sort of between here and Brooklyn right now, is that we haven't been able to fully learn the nuances and the personality sort of traits of this house and how we need to weatherproof it essentially. And so we now have a sump pump in 2 different areas, and we are sheetrocking over that and making better of the room. I'm going to show you. This is our cinema room, which we're going to have a big TV on that wall. We have big, gorgeous, comfy couches that we will all be using a lot. And so here's where it gets a bit tricky, in my opinion. We need to finish this and close this back up, and we need to finish this big hole in the wall. I'm kind of thinking it could be quite fun to, and like this might be absolutely outrageous, but it could be quite fun to just do something super random here, like a bright orange tile. I'm just thinking out loud because I don't know whether we're going to be able to find the same tile to patch this in, or we're going to do a vinyl liner throughout this whole wall, this whole walk space, all the way through here, not in here because this is going to have a door to sort of section off this entire thing for the laundry room, and then the liner would come through here as well and basically warm up this whole room because this tile is cold. It also looks cold. And so we found a contractor through another contractor that we use. I'm big on recommendations from people. And here's the progress that they've made. This wall used to stop here and there used to be a window here. And now we've got rid of the window because there was basically a compromisation of water coming in because there's a crawl space behind there. Boring stuff, but the crawl space was moist all of the time and the soil was pitched toward the house. So every time that crawl space would get wet, water would somehow get into the house. And so we've done a sump pump and some sort of waterproofing situation here. We used a guy called Pro Dry. His name was Joe. He was great and his guys were great. And so now there's the sump pump, really beautiful stuff. We have to be able to access it, so there's going to be like a hatch in here. And we're moving a bunch of electrical stuff because now this is all getting sheetrocked. And this is going to be a seating bench here. This is going to be a seating bench. We're going to cover all of this concrete and just put a beautiful sort of seating situation. I don't know what the final effect is going to be just yet. And then we're going to mirror it over there. And then do maybe, I think the paint color that we'll go for in this room will be Dove White or White Dove or Dove White from Benjamin Moore. And so this room will maintain this aesthetic just on this wall alone, and we'll put some curtain in there because that's going to be to the laundry room, just to cozy it up a bit. And then the sort of intent for this room will be just like maybe a pool table or a foosball table or just some random sort of socializing room, because it takes you to the garage and it takes you to the outside space. I'm also not into this framed sort of color of this wood, so I do want to change this and make it a little bit more I don't know, modern, even though I know people will probably think that that's a crazy idea. I just don't like this cherry wood color. But we're going to do one thing at a time and essentially just be like, let's finish this, let's do the paint job, let's do the floor. Any ideas on floors? I think it should be a warm tone floor, kind of like an orange looking tile or like a warm tone vintage looking wood liner vinyl sitch, so that it really leads into that sort of mid-century modern vibe. And kind of that's all. That's the update. I don't think I'm very good at house stuff, and so any recommendations are welcome. Thank you.